I didn't want.
Bro, that was
Hey, Faizon.
disrespectful as hell.
Listen to me. I didn't want to break up his story. It was so good.
So you just left.
I had to use the bathroom, man.
I told you when you gotta go, bro.
I gotta go, bro. I was trying to be like, yes, right.
Bro, when the eyes get big and the bubbles start happening.
Did you start to sweat? That's what I want to know.
Hey, Faizon, I ain't mad at you. You get a pass for that one, Faizon. I would have did the same thing.
That's funny because I'm a.
Faizon, you could have texted on the side like, "Yo, I got to go."
There is a chat feature.
Oh,
yeah, bro. There is a chat. I
got to go.
I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me two. Give me two.
I got you. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna coach you through this.
Isn't it better though? Like if somebody's got a good excuse for the disrespect, you can forgive them, just like we just did that. You sometimes you think it's disrespect, which we were just playing with you, but at the same time, you come back with that excuse. You understand. You just kind of get it. Sometimes people are going through things, right?
Right. See, disrespect is disrespect. You know it off the bat. You know it off the bat. It's like there's no way that you didn't know. You know, and like I said, in the past, I've had a hard time dealing with it. Because it's like, especially raised how we was raised, like, yo, ain't no talking.
Exactly.
It's like you said enough. If I'm gonna talk to you, I really don't want to do nothing.
There it is, that part.
Yep. But does it matter? Like, since you're a celebrity, right? Jay, you're on television.
Really
yep. Huh?
I'm not really a celebrity.
But you're a well-known person, so anything that you do is going to be on TMZ. That's what I'm saying. And Melinda, you can answer this question. So when you're in a high-profile situation, are you more cognizant? Do you have to be more cognizant of how you react to disrespect? It's hard, but you still have to, right?
I think it comes from what generation. Because millennials now, they can act a fool and cut up because they want that attention.
Right.
Who are kind of in that stature of branding and have something of professionalism. Like, I wish I was there now so I could just cut up. Right now, I can't as a professional. I can do the same thing. So with my clients, we have to pay special attention because it's a lot of damage control. We got to do cleanup. But now, I don't know. It's so backwards now with social media. Like
social media is so disrespectful.
Thank you, Faizon. Thank you.
Oh
my God.
So you no matter what, you can go on there and say you can go in there and say anything. Hey, happy birthday, mama. Man, your mama's a big old. I'm like, if I could just see
that individual.
You understand? No matter what you say, there's somebody gonna say something negative about it in there, and that's crazy. It's like social media gives everybody an asshole a soapbox.
Right.
True.
It does.
And it's like everyone's yearning for attention these days, because if someone says something to you and you decide to check them and call them out, all of a sudden they want to be your best friend. Oh, I didn't mean anything. Love your work on television. Hey, would you follow me?
Just they want the response. They want the acknowledgement. They want the attention.
Yeah.
But that shows you how miserable they are, that they got to stoop or try and bring you down to a certain level in order for you to acknowledge them or whatnot. Yeah. So that's even crazy. Hey, Donny, I figured it out though. Here's the thing. I know why Faizon left. He was setting me up for this whole thing, right? So Faizon was here and then he was gone, right? So there's something that's going on in his world right now where he was on a movie poster and then his ass was gone. See?
That's a segue.
See?
You know what, Mike? They disrespected my man when they cut him out, though. I was pissed off. They disrespected Faizon.
Thank you. That was disrespect.
So we're talking about the blatant disrespect. The movie, you did a movie called Couples Retreat some years ago with Vince Vaughn, and the domestic poster, you and your love interest in the movie, were on the poster. But overseas, they cut you guys out, and you guys were the only black couple in the whole movie there. So that is a blatant form of disrespect, and you're actually suing them for it.
Yes, I mean we're so far back on the domestic poster, I thought I was promoting another movie. I was like,
You were kind of far back.
what movie is he promoting? Part 2. Yeah, that's very true. So now it's like, and that came because in our life we have responsibilities. Like you guys have responsibilities for the next generation and people to come after you. And I was looking at John Boyega. He was in Star Wars, and they took him off the poster.
Yeah.
And I was hot because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm like, what the? And my ex-wife at the time, I was married when we did the movie, and my wife was like, "You ain't gonna say nothing." I said, I talked to the studio. They said it was a mistake." She said, "You believe that?" Like, and he's like, "Well, who's gonna talk for Callie?" Callie, it was her first movie. It was her first go out. And I was like, "Yeah, but you know." And my first instinct is to put my foot in somebody's. So when the Boyega thing came, it came back around, and we were divorced. And we talked on the phone, and she said, "That's a direct response of you not standing up back then."
Oh wow!
So I looked on the internet, and they were still using the same poster overseas in different countries. But they had said, "No, we're gonna know that it was a mistake. We ran out of ink and."
Well, they had no black ink. I mean, like what kind of colored ink?
they were. It's all kind of excuses. But they assured me that poster would not be used.
Yeah,
and it's still using it right now today. So I was like, oh no. Now I'm disrespected to the highest level. This is a new way of slapping people. You see what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Donny.
Slap with a loss.
And I want to say, like, disrespect can be detrimental to your health. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, like, if somebody disrespect and you let it fester up in your body, I'm talking about this is what happens to me. It festers up in my body, right? And I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get this. Oh, and if I don't get it out, you know what I'm saying? You know, my heart start hurting, my head start hurting until I get it out. You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to learn how to get that stress out of you when somebody disrespects you. Because I'm like, Jay, how did you? I know that bothered you when that dude was saying those names to you. You know what I mean? Was it festered up in your body, Jay?
No, to be totally honest with you, it wasn't. No, because I had no respect for him. So why am I going to let he was an idiot anyway.
Right.
So I'm not going to let him get to me.
That?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I'm just going to keep you. I feel like just busting you in your head. You know what I mean? So I'm just different, Jay. You know what I mean?
You're not that different. Yeah. To be honest with you, because there are a lot of people who are just like you. There are people, for the most part, people are like you and not like Jay. Jay has a controlling kind of, calm demeanor about him and whatnot. Mr. Rogers attitude. I love him to death. People love him. But I can say that because it's my friend I've been knowing for 15, 16 years now and whatnot. So I understand that. A lot of people want to ball up their fists and fight. So as black men, especially, how do we do that? Because Melinda was talking about before the show, she doesn't want to be labeled as a crazy Puerto Rican. Black women don't want to be labeled as an angry black woman. We don't want to be labeled as the mad, fighting all the time black men. When
I go to therapy, Mike, I go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I think we ought to go to therapy. I do.
Yes.
It's not a bad idea.
It is very important. I suggest, and we talk about this all the time, to go to therapy. Get that stuff that's deep down inside, that trauma that's inside of you that you keep inside, because we do it a lot of times as black men. Get it out and talk it out to somebody, Faizon.
It's just like, remember Terry Crews with the whole grabbing his nuts? No, you did.
Well, you did already.
I was 50-50 on it because I was like, wow. I personally would have, I would have mollywopped him. It would have been a mollywop. But see, he's thinking, what about my career? I can't think like that.
No.
So I'm thinking, no, he's gonna get mollywopped, and then I'm gonna tell him why I'm mollywopped. I'm gonna tell everybody why I'm mollywopping. But just think about it. He was disrespected and he felt he couldn't say nothing because he was gonna look angry.
Right. Because this big black man
Yeah.
hitting a white man in a party, and that's his first thing they're gonna see is the big black man being angry, and it could affect their career. I want to go back to the movie poster because I heard a story about what Vince Vaughn said when you first brought it to his attention, saying that, hey, if you do something about this could affect your career.
Yeah. And I was like, well, let's see. That's one way of taking you off the poster and say, well, what you gonna do? Now, at that point, I'm looking at the room. I would say I can mollywop everybody in here. Vince might be a problem, but everybody in here else is gonna get stomped. I remember going home and smoking a joint and going, okay, what am I gonna do? Right? And it's like, because the way I thought about things back then was straight to fisticuffs, to be honest with you.
But did you feel helpless? I mean, you wanted to fight, you wanted to do something, but when you up against
I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know you can sue a studio. That wasn't heard of. I never even heard of it.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Let me tell you a story. So,
All right.
I was at a basketball court that I was banned from. You know what I mean? Back in my day, I couldn't go up there. So this guy called me a bitch. And so if I knew if I would have hit him,
right,
you know what I mean, I would have went to jail for 3 years because I was already banned from that. So 2 years later, I was coming from a funeral, right? So he was at Popeye's Chicken on Ventura off Vineland. I walked in Popeye's Chicken, and he was sitting there. I said, "You don't remember me?" He was like, "No." I said, "You called me a at the park." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't forget things, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to get him. So he was like, "Oh man, that's old. I don't want to do nothing. I'm good. I don't want to do that." So he bowed down. So I went to go order my chicken, and I'm coming back out. And so he said, "Man, fuck you. Let's get down." Then came outside. I'm taking off my shoes. I had socks on with, you know, the slippery socks on. And I'm taking off the shoes. I said, "Donovan, give me your shoes." So now when I'm trying to get his shoe, he tried to dope fiend me. You know what I'm saying? So when he tried to dope fiend me, that means, for y'all don't know, try to like hit me while I wasn't looking. And I mopped his ass up. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, my problem was I don't forget things. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, should have let that go? I don't know. But
it's hard, Donny. When somebody, that's the biggest form of disrespect when another man calls you.
I feel so disrespected.
And I think that's the difference when a man is called out of their name.
Yes.
Out of her name. It's like there's a whole different reaction because now that's that manhood. It's that you're demeaning my value as a man. Like certain things men can't say to men, and even women shouldn't say to men. Like, don't devalue, don't demonize, don't. You can't do any of that mess because, again, when a man hears the word, I expect a man to react to that.
Yes.
That's a different. That's a different kind of different thing. Different.
I'm gonna tell you what helped me with is actually having a daughter and having to deal with my baby mama. There's so much disrespect coming for her, and you can't do a motherfucking thing but go nothing. Men have no rights when it comes to their children in America. No rights. You have none.
Not a lot.
Are you still going through that now?
What? My daughter is 1 year and 8 months.
Call me afterwards. I'll tell you exactly what to do.
I'm calling you anyway.
That's what I'm saying.